Good morning. In the 10th class biology, today we have to study, and that is platelets. We have studied what about the blood components, that is the blood cellular components, and that is the plasma. We have been differentiating it, and in the blood cells, we have studied about the RBC, about the WBC, about the platelets. The platelets today we have to study, that is the fragments of the cellular components, and this platelets contains varieties of proteins. And in this variety of protein, we know that prothrombin, thrombin, fibrinogen, fibrin, different types of proteins are present in these platelets. And if this platelets, if anybody is getting injured, and there will be a cut is happening in the body, and the blood leakage is going to happen. In that case, this blood circulation which is going on through that way, and leakage is blood secretion is going continuously there, then this blood will be carrying these platelets, and these platelets will have the fibrin protein, and that will have the thrombin protein that will be coming to that site, to that injured site, and will be making a maze like a structure, a network like a structure, and blocking where the these cellular particles will be deposited, platelets will be deposited, and that will be getting dried, making the blood clot, making the blood plug, and the blood leakage will be stopped. Second case we have to study, that is the lymph. In the lymph we have to study today, that is interstitial fluid and tissue fluid. Three names are given for the lymph: interstitial fluid, tissue fluid, and lymph. In the lymph we have to study, we generally know that the blood vessels are carrying the blood, and that blood circulation is continuously happening throughout the body, where the wall of the blood vessel is in the semi-permeable nature, and this plasma, a small amount of the proteins, and the blood cells, few blood cells will be getting diffused from this blood circulation and depositing inside the intercellular spaces of the tissues. So this mixture of plasma, protein, and these cellular components will be called lymph, या interstitial fluid, या tissue fluid. What is the specificity of this tissue fluid? That it will be carrying the digested fat. It will be carrying in the small intestine area, it will be carrying the digested fat, and that digested fat will be circulated throughout this body in the form of interstitial fluid. Wherever it will be required, it will be supplied there. These interstitial fluids will be connected by the lymphatic capillaries, hair-like capillaries, and that capillaries which passes through among the gaps of the cells, these lymphatic capillaries, and these lymphatic capillaries will be making later on lymphatic vessels, and these lymphatic vessels will be connecting finally to the veins and circulating this all the solution, this all the lymphs to the other places of the body. Second thing we have to study this, that this lymph if the extra amount of the lymph is deposited inside the intercellular spaces in the form of tissue fluid, in the form of lymph, then that will be reflux, that will be reflow back inside the blood vessel and can be circulated throughout the body wherever the need is there. So third thing today we have to start, that is the transportation in plants. We have been studying in the 9th class that we know that xylem is the vascular bundle which carry the water and minerals from the soil to the upper canopy of the plants, and we know that that is the phloem which carry the food material from the formed part, from the sources where the leaf is the factory, food factory, from that part to the lower part, and from the deposited part, maybe the root, maybe the stem, maybe the other part of the plant from the other parts. Means this is the food translocation is bidirectional, we have studied. Means from the lower area to the upper canopy, from the upper canopy to the lower area, the food translocation will be done by the phloem. And by the xylem, we know that the water minerals are always present inside the soil, so that will be translocating from soil to the apical part of the plant. So this is the unidirectional translocation of the fluid, water minerals. We have to know that when the sunlight is falling over the leaf surface and the stomata are present on the leaf surface, in the previous classes we have discussed that minute pores are present over the green leaf surface, that is called stomata. And this is stomata having the stomatal aperture, having the minute pore which is called a stomatal aperture, and this stomatal aperture will open, and the extra amount of the water will be translocated, will be evaporated. The process of loss of excess amount of the water through the minute aperture, stomatal aperture, that is called transpiration. We have studied about this. This transpiration is the process. Transpiration is the process of emission or release of excess amount of the water through the stomatal aperture by getting heated in the sunlight and by the opening of the stomatal aperture in the daytime. So this is transpiration. we have to know two properties. One, we have seen that when we pull the Pepsi cold drink through the straw, then we see that there is a continuity of the circulation of all the fluid material. Well, till the time you are pulling that water, that there will be a continuity, there will be adhesiveness among the water particles, and that will be pulled to the mouth. We know that when the droplets are falling on the ground from the tap, on the mouth of the tap, we see that when the till the maturity, till the enlarging of the size of the water droplet, till that is not enlarged in such a manner that will be pulled by the gravitational force, that have always the tendency to get a togetherness, to get adhesiveness, and to minimize the surface area. Means have the adhesiveness, have the a collecting tendency, so that that water particles, the maximum water particles will be collected at a particular center, will not be till any other disturbance is not going to disturb. In the glass water, you have seen in the made up of glass, that glass you are pouring the water, and you see that till a higher level a peak is formed over the water in the glass. That peak will be continuously forming till any exertion is not going over the glass. That water having the peak, that is not going to fall outside. So this is what is the tendency, that water is making the peak, minimizing the surface area, and not going to fall till any other outer exertion is not going to exerted applied over the pot. So this type of tendency of the togetherness of the water particles and to minimize the surface area is known as surface tension. And the pulling through the straw, whatever the fluid is continuously pulled inside the water, inside the mouth, here the buccal cavity, that is known as capillarity. So these are the two physical processes that can be seen, observed scientifically in the xylem vessel, in the tracheids, in the trachea. We can see this type of circulation happens. But why, how this happen? We have studied the redwood tree having the height of 100 meter, and we know that we have the 3-story building, and that is only the 20 feet and 30 feet height, and this is the 100-meter high redwood tree. How is this possible to supply this water to the upper canopy and each every shell or leaf of the plant? We use the motors, we use the electricity, and by the use of electricity we supply the water to the upper roof here, the 3rd floor of our building, and that is the 10th floor, that is the 15th floor above. The water is circulated, water and minerals are circulated by the xylem. This is possible. We have seen that you are taking a thread and you are taking a cup having the water, and you are dipping that thread inside the water. You will see that the water particle is gradually raising through the thread, and wherever the fingertips have trapped the thread end, where the water particle will be approaching after some times. So this is the continuity, this is the capillarity of water, in which the water have always the tendency to approach from the zone of high concentration to low concentration till the concentration is not going to be balanced, and that will be from the wetter area to the dry area, have the tendency to raise the water surface, water towards the upper dried thread end. In this way, you have to think that if the sunlight is falling over the leaf surface, and leaf surface is getting heated, then the stomatal opening will be open and the water will be evaporated. If the first particle of the water will be evaporated, the next water droplet, which is just behind that water, which is going to be evaporated, that will have tendency always, like the thread. If the one water particle has raised there and that is going to be drier area, then successive water will have the tendency to rise and to approach and to maintain the continuity to that water particle, which has going to be evaporated and which is going to the drier end of the thread. नहीं तो इस केस में क्या होगा कि नीचे की वाटर पार्टिकल, चूँकि पहली वाटर जो बूंदे हैं वो उड़ गई, तो नीचे की वाटर मॉलिक्यूल के पास भी टेंडेंसी है कि वाटर की कंटिन्यूटी को क्या रखो, बना के रखो। तो नीचे की भी वाटर मॉलिक्यूल क्या करेगी, उस जगह को भरने के लिए जाएगी। तो जैसे उस जगह को भरने जाएगी तो एक चेन तैयार होगा इन वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स के बीच में, इस वाटर पार्टिकल्स के बीच में, और वो चेन ही क्या है, कैपिलैरिटी है। वो चेन ही क्या है, सरफेस टेंशन है, जहाँ पे वाटर पार्टिकल्स की टुगेदरनेस बनी है, जहाँ वाटर पार्टिकल्स सरफेस टेंशन को मिनिमाइज़ करना चाहता है, एक दूसरे की कंटिन्यूटी को डिसकंटिन्यू नहीं करना चाहता है, उस कंडीशन में वाटर पार्टिकल्स ऊपर उठते जाएंगे। और लीफ के केस में जब सोचेंगे तो इंस्ट्रूमेंटल ओपनिंग ओपन हो गई, और जैसे ही ओपन हुई पहली वाटर मॉलिक्यूल इवापोरेट हुई तो सेकेंड सक्सेसिव जो वाटर मॉलिक्यूल है वहाँ पहुँचेगी और उसको कंटिन्यू करने की कोशिश करेगी। इस तरह से एक पुल तैयार होगा, वाटर की एक चैनल तैयार होगी, वाटर की एक पुल तैयार होगी, और उस पुल को हम लोग कह सकते हैं सक्शन पुल, उस पुल को कह सकते हैं सक्शन प्रेशर। और this surface tension and this capillarity will prepare a suction pull, a suction pressure, and that will be making a channel of the pulling of water from the underground sources of the water to the upper canopy of the plant. And in this way water will be continuously pulling and will be supplied to the upper canopy and each every part of the leaf, every leaf of the plant, and photosynthetic process will have the raw material water and minerals. So that's all for today. Thank you.